Hello people. This has been on my mind for a while now, and yeah, this is not the first time I actually been exposing big YouTubers, the big YouTube channels and everything else. And yeah, and I'm not going to mention these big YouTubers by name, because I don't want to get the backlash by their fans and everything else and get attacked and everything else. Yeah, where to start with this video? It seems quite sus, right? How these big YouTubers get so much money, and not just that too, and how they get so much, subscribers and everything else, you know. And I kind of know the reason why they get so many subscribers and everything else, and how they get so much money. Because they sold their soul to the devil, more or less, and sold their soul to these corporate brands and these, political people and everything else. And yeah, I'm going to touch on with that topic too about, warning parents about these big YouTubers. They don't serve your kids' best interest. They're practically brainwashing your kids and everything else. Yeah. It just seems quite funny, right, how they get all this money, right, and you got all these small YouTubers out there, right, they get left in the dust and everything else. And half of the reason why YouTube is not the way how it used to be is because of these big YouTubers. They practically fucked it, right? They completely destroyed the old foundation of YouTube, because YouTube was meant to be like an art, creative, platform. I can't even, if I'm saying that word right. It was meant to be a creative, video site, where you can create your own videos, put your own gamings and stuff on there and everything else. It's not like that no more, because of all these big YouTubers just completely destroyed it. They completely destroyed the foundation, what YouTube used to stand for creativity and everything else. And you got all these big YouTubers diluting their whole videos and diluting the whole algorithm with their videos and everything else. It's quite sad, and I feel sorry for big YouTubers. Oh, sorry, not big YouTubers, more YouTubers like myself. Because it's very sad, and and I'm not saying to all big YouTubers, and I know a couple they're really good, decent people. Some of them are good and decent. Mostly all of them are just disgusting and off, and non-watchable people, because I find some of them very annoying and everything else. And yeah, and not just that too, and I do want to say this again to all the parents, you should be careful who you making your kids watch, because these big YouTubers are actually being politically owned by certain people and everything else, and they will brainwash your kids. They will brainwash your kids and everything else. And not just that too, and how they have all how they have all these brands under their names and everything else. It's like where it all came from, where this all came from, for them, it couldn't came from YouTube and everything else. And YouTube is, kind of the blame and everything else. But I believe they sold their soul to all these corporate brands and all these woke activist brands and everything else. And this is why they are big as what they are today. And it's not really hard to see when you see it, because and you got small YouTubers, like myself and everybody around the world, try to make it big, and it's very hard because you got all these big YouTubers kind of like blocking the way for small YouTubers to make money for themselves. And it's a shame, and it's quite a shame, you know. Like people, you know, small YouTubers are trying to make big, and you got all these big YouTubers blocking the path for all these small YouTubers. You know, they're just blocking the path because of their own greedy desires and everything else. It's just like, it's very sad, you know, when you see it. Like I'm nearly up to 1,000, and it took me like I don't know, like 6 or 7 years to get to that number. Like, yeah, it's just like it was hard. Like, I'm up to 994 subscribers now, if I'm deeply correct on that, and that took me years, nearly 10 years to actually get to there. It was not easy, but these big YouTubers, they got it easy, because basically and practically, like I said before, they sold their soul to all these corporate brands and the devil. And it's very hard. And yeah, it's just like, it's very, very hard to even make it big on YouTube, because you got all these, you know, big YouTubers blocking the way for small YouTubers. And these big YouTubers, I don't want to mention by name, they practically destroyed YouTube in a way. They practically destroyed it. You know, with all these laws we got now and everything else. And not just that too, like this protection for children, where the parents should be putting their kids on YouTube for kids. You know, they should know better. It's a YouTube for kids. Like YouTube practically, like, since these big YouTubers became big, they practically changed the foundation of YouTube as we speak. And it's pretty sucks. It sucks, you know. And it's pretty hard, you know, for small YouTubers to make it big. And I do like to make money off YouTube. I really, really do. I really do want to make money off YouTube. But it's very hard when you got all these big YouTubers taking over the algorithm and everything else. And yeah, it's just like, it's one of them things, you know. It's one of them things with these big YouTubers, you know. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it as that, and I hope you all have a good one, and I talk to you all later. See ya, bye, and God bless.